Oil, it's a hot topic online. To summarize, just use extra virgin olive oil. Hello and welcome to Planted Nutrition. My name's Luke, I'm a nutritionist, and in this video I want to answer a really common question that I get asked, which is what is the healthiest oil? What oil should I use? Should I use oil at all? Is oil even healthy? This can be a really big and complicated topic, but I want to give you a really simple answer to save you the time of having to look through everything. So there's a lot of controversy about oils, and if you've been online, you've probably seen people talking about seed oils, and some people believe they're the root of all evil and they're Satan incarnated, and it's crazy, man. The things that people believe about nutrition, I'm honestly quite shocked. But I want to come back to a theme that I talk about a lot on this channel, which is that if we're really afraid of food, that fear and stress about having that food can actually cause more harm to our health than maybe having that food in the first place because of the chronic stress and anxiety that we might be experiencing. But to look at the topic of seed oils, I recommend checking out a video by Gil over on the channel Nutrition Made Simple. He's done an incredible video looking at all of the research and science on this topic, if that is something that you're interested in. But to summarize, they're probably not that bad. If anything, maybe neutral, maybe slightly beneficial, but I understand they're highly processed foods. People probably don't want to include them in your diet, and you absolutely don't have to. But also, if you are having them occasionally, if you're going to a restaurant and you're having a meal that's made with vegetable oil, it's not going to kill you, it's probably not going to hurt you. And that's the thing, I just see so many people stressing about that. And we don't want to make eating a stressful experience. Life is already hard enough without being really afraid and stressed about the food we're eating. Another thing to be aware of, if you're not getting much omega-3 in your diet, a lot of those seed oils or vegetable oils can be quite high in omega-6. And omega-6s actually compete in the metabolic pathway with omega-3s. We might not be getting as many of those beneficial omega-3s converted into EPA and DHA, which are the long forms that are bioactive in our body. But all this to say, there's no need to be afraid of them. You don't have to eat them. It's not something I personally eat. I don't purchase them, but I'm not afraid if I buy a product that has got a certain oil in it. Why I recommend olive oil. So olive oil is probably the most researched oil. It's used in like the Mediterranean diet, which is essentially as well the most studied diet in all of nutrition science. Right now I'm making this video, I'm in the south of France. Olive oil has been consumed here for thousands and thousands of years. If you're getting extra virgin olive oil, it's really rich in polyphenols, which is kind of what gives it that little kick at the back of your throat. And these molecules are really beneficial, they're really anti-inflammatory in our body, and they're really good for our gut health. And so that's personally the oil that I used to cook with, extra virgin olive oil. Some people are worried about smoke points, and this is the temperature at which it'll start to burn. But the smoke point of even extra virgin olive oil is 190 degrees Celsius. So if you're using it for just general cooking, you're not going to get above that. And if you are doing really high heat frying, then you could use something like avocado oil, for example, which is another good oil with lots of monounsaturated fats like olive oil, but its smoke point is around 270 degrees Celsius. So I personally don't ever do any high heat frying, so the only oil we have in our house is extra virgin olive oil. And I mean, a lot of people even recommend coconut oil, but coconut oil, surprisingly, the smoke point's just over 200 degrees. So it's barely higher than extra virgin olive oil and a lot lower than avocado oil, for example. And that's one more thing to be aware of with oil. These tropical oils like coconut oil and palm oil, they're really high in saturated fat. And depending on your goals, especially if you have a risk of cardiovascular disease or high cholesterol, then you might not want to eat too much of these oils because they can raise our cholesterol, or more specifically ApoB containing lipoproteins. If that's a topic that you're interested in, I'll put another link to a video talking about that in the description. That is another very complex topic, and I'm not going to get into it here, but it is important to mention. So anyway, oil, it's a hot topic online. To summarize, just use extra virgin olive oil. There's no controversy about it. It's very healthy for us. It is probably one of the most studied oils and one of the most studied dietary patterns of all time in nutrition science. People have been consuming it for thousands of years, and we have a lot of data to show that it's beneficial for our health. But we also don't need to be afraid of other oils. For example, canola oil is actually very similar in composition to olive oil, although these oils are much more processed, and I can completely understand why people might not want to eat these oils too often. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this video. Be aware of the fear around nutrition and make some more empowered food choices. See you in the next video. Stay healthy, my friends.